We're doing things differently. Even though we're going over the hottest tech news of the week, we got Kyler here.
What's up, everybody? I'm your bright host. We're gonna be going over all the hottest tech
news that happened this week while you enjoy Twin. So let's get on into it. Can you give me a desk slap? Did you do that?
I did.
Okay. It came out this week that AMD was accidentally overclocking your CPUs in case you had an AMD GPU driver installed.
How dare they?
This is probably a problem you were having.
I have an AMD.
AMD confirming to Tom's Hardware that there's a software bug in the Adrenalin software where if you have a GPU and a CPU, both AMD installed, your CPU will overclock without your knowledge, and in some cases, that could be bad because you don't have enough thermal headroom. It probably won't kill your chip, but it could potentially lead to instability issues. Has your computer been unstable lately?
I don't want to die.
Well, what looks to be dying is AMD's 5800X3D, at least in synthetic benchmarks that came out that in Cinebench, the 5800X3D is worse than the 5800X. Did you expect this?
Of course. Because I heard you talk about it on Hot News.
Okay. The chip is slightly slower in clock speed, and so it doesn't perform as well in synthetic benchmarks, but that doesn't mean that it's not actually going to be a good chip because it has nothing to do with the gaming performance. Does that track? We got to figure out this cadence thing. This is wild.
Yeah. Wait.
We're not getting through this. And then AMD secretly releasing some CPUs this past week. The 5700X, the 5600, and the 5500 all getting reviewed and released this past week. You can pick them up over on Newegg right now. Potentially other sites. I couldn't find them anywhere besides Newegg. But you said you had this CPU like 3 weeks ago.
That wasn't me.
They seem to be all right. They compare all right to AMD's other 5000 series CPUs, but they're not as good as Intel's 12th gen.
I like the cheap one.
And while the AMD CPUs are getting cheaper, and Kyler likes the cheap one, GPU prices might get cheaper. John Petty research coming out and saying that, hey, GPU prices have been expensive for a while. Did you notice?
I've noticed they're a bit high.
Yeah, well, according to him, or at least the research company, they should come down.
Like to Earth?
It's an ethereal concept. Like monetary value of a given good is not like a physical thing. So it can't touch the Earth.
So it's like underwater.
Hopefully we see GPUs under MSRP if that's what the analogy tracks to. But yeah, crypto mining, coronavirus, all of that should be resolved, and so GPUs should get cheaper. And a lot of people seem to be enjoying 6-core CPUs like this guy. He has the unreleased 5600, which is a hexa-core, and it came out in the Steam hardware survey that hexa-cores are now more popular than quad cores, with them passing in percentage of people who have them by 34.22% to quad cores only being 33.74%. The 2060 also gaining in more in popularity, up 2.4% in popularity to be the third most popular GPU on Steam. So there's that. That was nice. Also, somebody this week added ray tracing to Doom. We actually checked this out.
What?
Over on UFD Tech. You filmed the video.
They ray traced Doom?
You can check out the UFD Tech video right up there, but it adds all the ray tracing to a game that's almost 30 years old. It came out in 1993.
93?
Yeah, it's older than you are.
When was I born?
Not then. What's also not going to be not then is E3. E3's canceled this year. Not happening physically or digitally. Have you ever attended an E3?
I've never left my house.
Elon Musk now owns 9.2% of Twitter. He bought it for $3 billion. And then when people were like, oh, he's going to not do anything with it because that's what the SEC filing was, he then did it to get on the board of directors over at Twitter. He's now on the board.
Finally.
And when asked about what Elon Musk's role was going to be, they said, he's not going to influence anything. Everything's going to be fine. But he's also trying to get an edit button through. And then Twitter said that we're going to give you an edit button.
Will they make a self-tweeting account?
Oh, just like AI?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just navigates Twitter
by
itself.
Teslas are probably going to have Twitter pre-installed from now on as well. Wild future we're living in. And Epic giving us the wild future of video games. Unreal Engine 5 finally launching after 2 years after it was announced. It's going to have all of the great stuff that we've seen in Unreal Engine. And they also released a PC demo of the Unreal Engine 5 Matrix demo, which is now like a city sample experience. You don't have all of the like actors and stuff, which is okay because the most recent Matrix movie was garbage. Have you seen it?
I heard bad things.
It was rough.
Heard bad things, Brett.
I did not enjoy it at all. Did you check out the Unreal Engine 5 demo on your PS5 though?
I didn't play it. I just watched a lot of it.
Okay, it looked really cool, and like
appreciated
the
it.
fact that it was rendering in real time was nice.
I made Abby watch it.
Okay.
She didn't understand.
It looked good. I don't understand you right now either. But I do understand that a second season of Severance is on the way. You're not allowed to return to work next week until you've started Severance.
Would you say that I would be getting a severance if I didn't watch Severance?
Yes. It's got a second season. I'm so excited. And a lot of people aren't excited that their jobs are going to be replaced by AI, taking your words and then turning them into graphic pieces of art. Not in that way, just graphical pieces of art. That's what I'm trying to get at. OpenAI's Dall-E 2 will take text and then convert it into an image. An astronaut riding a horse in a photorealistic style. That's what you have right here.
Is this like the movie with the trash robot and the people in space, in the chairs that float around?
Lost in Space?
Wall-E.
Yes. I'm lost this episode, and so was Intel when they patented their Ocean Cove CPUs because they decided, hey, instead of using our broad history of everything that's gone on in Intel's history with all of the CPUs that we've ever made that we could potentially pull and source in a patent, they went for AMD's Zen 1, and they were like, hey, we're just gonna take AMD stuff and then we're gonna put it in our patent. And we're gonna take stuff that people wrote about AMD and we're gonna put it in our patent. And an Intel patent's gonna have a ton of AMD stuff in it, which just like, it's not a problem, it's just weird. Which is what led people to speculate that somebody who is not well established at the company ended up filing this patent and makes it seem like, hey, Intel might be stealing some of AMD's stuff. That's gonna be it for this week in news. We'll see you tomorrow for meme review, my friends. Let us know if you want Kyler to come back.
Watch out, nerds.
We gotta figure this out.